Hi, my name is Maha.
My name is Darcy.
I'm Alec Ferhan.
I'm Alex.
My name is Juan.
My name is Annabelle Powell.
I am Nick Herons.
My name is Salma Abdulwahab.
My name is Lucas Kernan.
I'm Sabrina.
My name is Ignacio Lopez.
My name is Nana.
My name is Nico.
I'm Lena.
My name is Paloma.
My name is Dominic Regan-Beasley.
I'm Sanya.
My name is Lauren Palmer.
My name is Spencer Clark.
I'm from Puerto Rico.
I'm from Louisiana in America.
I come from Belgium.
India.
I'm from Brazil.
I'm from Pakistan.
I come from South Carolina here in the United States.
Miami, Florida.
I am from Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, Australia.
Australia.
I'm from Sydney, Australia. Queensland, Australia.
I'm from Cairo, Egypt.
I am from California.
This is my first time in New York City.
I haven't been to New York before. This is my first time.
That's my first time in New York.
I've never been to New York before.
This is my first time.
I've never been to New York before.
This is my first time.
This is my first time in New York.
It's my first time in New York.
My favorite spot in the city has to be the High Line because it's so beautiful, and the fact that they chose not to tear down this railroad and they made it into a piece of gardens and like flowers and gardenery, and also the street art there is amazing.
Probably the Chelsea High Line because that just looks so beautiful.
I like the fountain at Columbus Circle because not only is it a really just beautiful place, but there's really good people watching, and you can get a good perspective on different people who live in the city.
I love Fifth Avenue, and it's because the shopping place is, and it's a really pretty place, that's why.
My favorite spot in New York would have to be Central Park because it's so pretty.
My favorite spot here is Central Park because I would always go there when I was little. And every time I come here, I go there and go skateboard.
I think it's Central Park because even in the middle of the city, you can find a place where it's quiet and calm, and you can see all the nature.
My favorite spot in the city is probably the Columbia University campus because it's really big, and there's always a spot where you can find lots of people or no people.
I really like Soho just because there's not as many people.
I like Soho because it has a lot of stores. It's quiet and there's a lot of shade.
My favorite spot is probably Top of the Rock because it has amazing views of the city.
My favorite spot in the city is the viewing platform on the top of the Rockefeller Center because I love seeing the whole skyline, especially at night. It's really amazing.
I'd have to go with Times Square.
I guess like Times Square because it's the center of New York. It's like really amazing to see everybody and all the different people. It's like a completely different vibe.
Can you think of any moments so far that have made you feel like a real New Yorker?
When I was on the subway and I was annoyed by everyone on the subway.
I guess when the subway is super crowded and I was like falling asleep standing up, felt like I fit in pretty well.
I was in the subway the other day with some friends, and another woman asked us directions for how to get somewhere, so I figured we didn't look like tourists anymore.
Knowing my way around downtown and the thrift stores there.
Like surfing through the crowd when you're walking makes you feel like an expert.
Well, probably when we're walking up in the streets and taking the subway because you have to be like really fast and you can't just be with your head in the clouds.
Actually, yesterday we got lost in the subway, but luckily we managed to find our way back, so yeah.
Well, I was walking with my friend Antigoni in Central Park, and over there we were walking and we got so used to the place that we actually photobombed some tourists' photo, and that made us feel like we're actually New Yorkers and not tourists ourselves.
Taking the subway or going through Times Square.
Probably that one time when we were at Columbia University and somebody asked us where the gym was as if we were actual students.
The other day we jaywalked through heavy traffic.
Probably when I was on the subway and someone asked me for directions and then they'd probably realise I was Australian, but it still made me feel like a New Yorker.
I got lost on the subway.
Going to the subway and not getting looked at.
When I know where I want to go and wishing that the other obvious tourists would get out of my way. I'm like, stop taking your picture, I want to get on the one line and I want to go to 42nd and transfer, get out of my way.
Riding the subway. That's made me feel like a real New Yorker.
I love New York.
I love New York.
I love New York City.
I love New York. I love New York City.
I love New York.
I love New York City.
I love New York.
I love New York City.
I love New York.
I love New York.
I love New York City.
I love New York.
I love New York.
I love New York City.
I love New York.
I love New York City.
I love New York.
Hello, New York.
I'm a puppet on a string, Tracy Island, time traveling diamond, could have shaped heartaches. I come to find you, for in some velvet morning, years too late. She's a silver lining, Lone Ranger riding through an open space. In my mind, when she's not right there beside me, I go.
I like Spencer's bedroom.
There is so much good food here. I love food so much.
I didn't like shopping.
No.
All I have to say is that I'm very happy you chose me to be in this video, and I love you, Antigoni.